Hey everybody, it's Tina Caul here. I am so excited today. We have a big announcement we've been waiting for. Mr.
Yes.
Phil Vernengo and his real estate team has decided to join EXP Realty. Welcome, Phil.
Thank you so
Yay.
much. We're really excited to be here.
I am excited for you guys. I really am. And I'm more excited because from all the people that know you and just by getting to know you in the very little amount of time, you have the right heart for leadership and you truly are a coach. People love you, and I just have been so thrilled in getting to know you. And we're going to talk about how we met
Right.
today. But I wanted our audience to know that Phil has been in real estate for 17 years, even though he looks like he's 25.
Awesome.
He's a productivity coach for KW for how many years? 6 years?
Actually, about 13 months, actually.
13 months, right? So you've been
Yep.
with KW for 6 years, 6 wonderful years. He was a high school teacher,
Correct.
and now you have a team of 8 agents, and they're going to sell. They helped 100 families this year. So
Yeah,
um,
we had an unbelievable year. Despite all the things with COVID and lockdowns, what a resilient group of people we have on our team. So it was a very successful year. So
yeah. So
excited.
I'm excited to see, because when I joined EXP, I went from 200 units to now 500 units in 29 months. So you've got
Yeah.
some big shoes to fill, and I know
Yeah,
I
we're
know
looking
you're going to
forward
be
to
able to do
that.
that. You will.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about first, how did we connect? Because I think the story is kind of fun.
It was kind of random. So never underestimate the power of with kind of the impressions you leave with people. So Nick and my team. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. During one of our office meetings, Jody on our team had brought a TED talk of this random lady that she wanted to share with the team, and kind of it was an inspirational story. So she got done sharing it with us. We watched the video, and Nick on the team looked at it and says, "Well, I grew up with her actually, and I might have been one of those guys that was defending her honor back in middle school." So it was kind of interesting conversation there. And I had been I had 7 women on my team. So I've been looking for a strong female leader to kind of help them. And Nick kind of proposed this idea. I said, "Hey, have you ever thought about Tina?" And I said, "Let's talk." I loved the chance to meet her. I was kind of in awe when I watched you operate on your TED talk and several of the other videos that I saw, of you, and had the conversation. It just seemed like a perfect fit. The girls were in love with you at the time. Obviously, you have a special bond and history with Nick, so it just seemed like such a good fit. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, what a
Yeah.
fun story, because I got the call out of the blue, and we hadn't known each other, and so I was
Yeah.
like completely honored. It was just such a fun way to meet, but it kind of shows
Yeah.
the power of video. I can't stress that enough to people. Getting yourself
Yeah.
out there on social media, is really cool. So
And I think a lot of it too, as a team leader, you have to trust your team and you have to trust the people that you work with on a regular basis. And the one day I remember you had planned a Zoom meeting for us, and I was slammed. I was on the phone. I had a crazy afternoon. I came in. I was a few minutes late, maybe about a half hour or so
yeah, maybe.
into the meeting. But I just reading the audience and the conversation that you were having with them, and they were so engaged. And then after everything was done, I said, "Well, what did you guys think?" And they just loved you. So you have to trust your team, and making sure that they're making a good sound decision as well. So together as a collective, for sure, they you impress everybody. So
Well, thank you. So enough about me. Let's go back to you, right?
okay.
So before making the decision to jump ship and come to EXP, let's go back to the first time you heard about EXP, because I was not a big believer of it. I didn't like the logo. I'm first to say I was like, I'm never going to that company, and now I'm like ready to
Right.
tattoo it on my back.
Yeah.
Talk about the first time you heard about it, and was it a positive, negative, or just indifferent experience?
Um, it was probably more of a negative, right? Because you always hear things like pyramid and things like
Yeah.
that. For me, I've always learned and lived by never to chase money, chase the opportunity. So I wasn't looking for to build a huge downline or anything like that. So for me, it wasn't of interest. Um, but looking at where I was at Keller Williams at the time, I do remember when I started the business, they said, "Keller who?"
Yes.
So it doesn't take a long time to have a company really emerge and they're powerful, in size and things like that. So I just kind of I wasn't in a position to move when I first learned about EXP. But then over time, and you're starting to see agents, and then meeting with Mark Z and Kurt Shewell, and starting to meet some other people that had jumped ship. You're like, wow, wait a minute. these are some pretty powerful names in the local business here. So for them to make the jump, I should actually look into it and see what, what they have to offer at least.
Right.
Know your competition, understand what's going on in the industry around you. That's a very important part of being a team leader. So then the more I learn, I'm like, okay, they got something going on here. I like this. It was a cloud-based company, and you got to be able to change with the times. And I still have an AOL account. I will admit that. So, but for me, it's important to understand what's going on around you. So I was taking the opportunity, just kind of learn and to gather information before I make too much of a judgment. I think that'll be unfair. So.
Yeah. And I think that was it for me too. It's like from the outside looking in, I didn't understand what all the hype was about. I thought the same thing. I'm like, pyramid. And when people say that, I kind of go, pyramid, but come on, let's back up. It's not a scheme. We all know that Keller Williams, which I loved while I was there, and I thought it was genius, 40-year-old model. It was built on agents telling agents, telling agents, telling agents, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, because I know when I have a lipstick or a perfume that I love, I tell everybody about it and then they go buy it.
Right.
Yeah. So,
well, you're a pretty big influencer. So yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, all of us, if I like the suit you're wearing, it's like, oh, where'd you get those shoes? Or and you tell them, if you have enthusiasm about what you're wearing or what you're doing, people are attracted to that enthusiasm, right? They want it.
100%.
So I think that for me, it was sort of like, why are all these agents going? It wasn't big in my market. It's actually pretty big I would say in your market, there's big pockets, but what about where you guys are in Macomb Township right now? What would you say the influence is there? Is it just
it's just starting to grow? There's a few agents that, after 17 years in the business, you start to make a lot of friends and, a lot of relationships over the years. So you're starting to see it grow now, more so than ever before, but it's still got a lot of room to grow. So I'm excited about that opportunity. And then the flexibility. And for me, it was also people that are genuinely interested in helping you grow. Learning from people who have done it before you. I constantly felt like I was reinventing the wheel day in and day out, reinventing the wheel. What I got to learn? What do I have to learn today as a team leader? What do I have to do?
Right.
Instead of just like, hey, plug in. I've done this before. Let me show you the way. You don't have to focus on that. Just focus your energy on other things that are probably going to help drive your business a little bit faster. And that's what really excited me, to be honest with you, was the industry leaders.
And you know what the difference is too, Phil, because I enjoyed my time at KW, even my time at REMAX. And, I would say nothing but good things. The agents were always willing to collaborate. I had some great peers that were team leaders that had exited the business. And if I called them, they answered the phone, they answered my questions, and I could definitely piggyback things off of them. The one thing though is the difference is here, because you and I now become almost middle management, right? We are now growing these teams and these people beneath us. We make it an effort to have weekly masterminds. Like we're not just like, hey, Phil, I'm in your office. How did you recruit those agents? How did you do that presentation? You might tell me, but you're not going to be indebted to me every week to grow me. We don't have that kind of love, right?
Yeah, as an educator, that's important to me. Like the lifelong learner in me, I have to constantly know what's going on, because you got to take that to your team. They have to know what's going on. That's how they're going to grow and how they're going to advance in their business. So we already started looking at Nick, the guy that introduced us, starting to build out a little team for him within our team. So I need to be able to bring him, what's going on in the industry around him and stuff like that. Let him participate in some of those kind of the meetings and stuff like that on a weekly basis, so that he can advance his career and meet his needs and goals. So.
And the neat thing that I love too is our agents on our team, they actually do have the opportunity to build teams within the teams. And so, and they don't have to recruit, 95% of EXP agents do not recruit. That's one of the things, we don't come here to recruit. We actually come here to sell a lot of homes. And that's why, we're the number one, independent brokerage in the nation on Real Trends 500. We sell a lot of homes, but the difference is, the company made $2 billion. It paid out $1 billion to the agents. That's fun, right?
Yeah.
So, So I feel like I'm on 50-50 splits with my brokerage, and I like that, So, so talk to me a little bit about where you envision your team going in the next couple of years. Like, what's your growth plan? Where do you see, if I asked you in 3 years, Phil, looking back, what would you be so proud of that you did?
That's a good question. So if you ever talk to anybody that really truly knows me, I go like 100 miles an hour. So what I want to grow, I'm going to grow fast. We're at 8 agents right now. Looking to get settled in, dialed in. That's important before I go too fast. I'd like to grow it to about 20, 25 agents that work through the team. That's at different levels, right? Whether I have some productivity coaches and mentors in that, in that realm, and I don't know yet. I don't know. It's scary because I love the team and we're such a good tight knit family. To grow too fast, it kind of harden, the dynamic that we've built already.
Yeah.
So just find the right fits, but I would like to be about 20 to 25. So when I was mentoring, I had 125 agents. That was a little too much, so just have a good quality balance in, between work and life, but 20 to 25 agents is where I like to be at, and production numbers, 300 to 400 units a year.
Well, I love that. 300 to 400 units, I think you're going to slam dunk.
Yeah.
Especially because I know I did it and it was because of the Mastermind Weekly. I don't even need a coach anymore. I mean, I got rid of coaching. I have 7 advisors, if you think about it that way, right above me that are always willing to help. But here's the thing that I love the most you're a giver. I know you're a giver, and even the fact that you want to have 25 people, but we're almost thinking too small, because I thought the same thing. I'm going to open myself up and help grow 10, 15, 20 people. It's almost selfish because now we have 825 people in the Freedom Builders.
Right.
The beautiful thing, there's one of me, there's one of you, but there's 849 others, and all of us are helping one another grow. So I think in 3 years, when you and I do another talk, and we'll do many more before then, I think we're going to probably have 3,000 or 4,000 Freedom Builders, but we're going to be creating leaders after leaders. So we're going to change a lot of lives, which is fun.
Right.
So why stop at 25 when you could have 2,000 that are touched by you and your brain? I think that's going
right. And so, and to be honest with you, I'm still learning a lot. When I made the transition out of education after 10 years, and I said, I'm going to take the leap of faith and do real estate full time again. I was at 4 million in production, said, okay, well, that definitely beats my teacher salary, right? So I can at least make that back, no problem at all. Lo and behold, never thought I was gonna be running a team of 8 agents doing over 20 million in production that quick. Right. So that was within 2 years. And with the pandemic going on, and I was a productivity coach, still was able to grow at a rapid rate. So capable of that. I have a great support staff and team around me. So I don't know, sky's the limit. I'm excited, nervous, but ready to take the leap.
Yeah, well, don't be nervous. Nothing changes, but really you're going to have this newfound energy. I think it's like a re-inspiration. Sometimes when we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, we kind of get in that, not a rut, but just like this shakes it up a little bit. It's stimulation. It's like, ooh, new, exciting, new friends, new minds. I'm really excited to mainly learn off of you, but I know you have a genuine energy, and I believe like attracts like. I know you love people, and people fill your cup, and that's how I am. So welcome, partner. Yes, welcome, partner, in our Freedom Builders Mastermind. So now we've got, I think, like maybe 15 agents in Michigan, and Phil's going to grow it to at least 1,000.
At least 1,000. So
at least 1,000. Well, if you need anything, let me know. But if you guys are in Michigan or anywhere in the world that Phil, I don't care if you're watching this from China, reach out to him. Talk to him about his success. Talk to both of us, and if you want to kind of join our movement and join our private mastermind, come join us before you join the company. I always invite people to see what it's like before they join. In fact, I won't let them join until they know what it's like, because you have to decide if this is your tribe. So you are definitely a tribesman of ours, and
thank you so much.
To have you. So
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. We'll see you soon.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.